Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the transit South Node, Sextile, or Trine once natal midheaven. Now, this transit could manifest in what you're going away from your past, what you're naturally proficient in, what could be affecting you, to your detriment, being in harmony with your career, laborious work, responsibilities. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. It's not, so much, literally what's affecting you adversely is in harmony with your career or hard work or your responsibilities, but what it is, it could be an opportunity to get away, from those things that may be affecting you, adversely or to your detriment, and being able to focus on career related matters, on working hard, and even people that are prominent in your past may be more beneficial to you in matters of pertaining to your career. If you have say if your natal midheaven is in Aquarius, it could be a career in astrology or astronomy or computers, electronics, innovation, aerospace as some examples. Now, one thing I want to get on is that as far as the transit of the South Node, of course, this doesn't supplant or replace your natal South Node placement. Your natal South Node placement is there with you for the entirety, of your life. And even though the South Node, the natal placement of the South Node is supposed to be more emphasized and accentuated in the first half of life, up to around age 30 or 35 or so, but it's still with you during the duration of your life. But the transit of the South Node is just there during. It's emphasized to some degree during the time of the actual transit. In this particular case, it can be auspicious and beneficial because you are talking about a sextile or trine in those aspects. Of course, there are positive aspects and flowing aspects in astrology. Now, and some of you may also wonder what is the difference between the transit of the South Node, making the sextile or trine aspect, as opposed to the conjunction aspect. Well, the sextile and trine aspect, again, is auspicious, it's flowing, it's a positive aspect. When you have a conjunction aspect, okay, conjunctions are neutral aspects. They can have good and bad qualities in them. And like say if you have the transit of the South Node making a conjunction to the natal midheaven, it can be a point, like for example, it could be someone prominent in your past, really, emphasizing, you trying to help you, in attaining success or being there for you in career related matters, or it could simply be going away, trying to get away from a certain career that you might feel, has become monotonous, has run its course, or what have you. But it could be to the point where you may become oblivious to everything else. It could be to the exclusion of other things, where energy can be somewhat obsessive. But when you have sextile or trine, if you are, it could, either manifest, could be about, if you're going to get away from a certain career, it could be, positive for that, but not to the exclusion of other things, or you could be incorporating those qualities of the South Node into work that you may be doing, as some examples, or it could be activities, with the dominant parent, which is often the father or older people, but it's not, it's not as much about, being oblivious to other things in the process. So anyway, and anyway, another thing too is that, again, going back to the South Node, being connected with people that were prominent in your past, it could be those people could also be beneficial, to hard labor you may be involved in, or your responsibilities. It could be getting away from something that's affecting you adversely in order to take care of responsibilities. If you have say if the midheaven is in Scorpio, for example, those responsibilities may be connected with insurance or taxes, or some matters with a will. It could even be making a major, some kind of transformation. It might be something connected with investigation, some examples. And it's also about bringing some qualities you feel, something you may feel you have some natural ability for, some proficiency in order to accomplish something. If you have the transit South Node in Gemini as an example, this could be, you might be bringing some energy, which involves dexterity or being able to articulate things very well, being able to communicate and verbalize matters. Um, it can be a time as well where the fact that the South Node is what you're leaving behind. If you're trying to, it could be a time where you might be leaving behind. It could be a negative situation with the dominant parent, which is often the father, or it could be a situation with authority figures. Um, could also be a time when you have this transit, whatever may be affecting you to your detriment, you're able to deal with and still focus on matters that are pertaining to your responsibilities, your career, trying to attain some kind of success in your life at this time. And it could be where these people that are associated with the midheaven, whether it's the dominant parent or it's the authority figure or it's older people, they could be more in agreement with what these qualities that you're showing, that might be very positive at this time, that you might feel some natural ability or proficiency for. The transit South Node is in the zodiac sign Cancer as an example. It could be very nurturing qualities, protective qualities, doing something where it could be something with food, or could be something with restaurant work, or being able to go back into history, being like that historian, basically, and just being able to care for things just in general, as some examples. And if the transit South Node is in Aries, it could be some leadership prowess or ability that maybe supervisors might be in agreement with at this time. And it's also a time as well, if you're trying to gain some kind of notoriety or recognition. People that may have figured prominently in your past, whether it could be people from your early childhood or your early education or what have you. Those people can be there to support you during this time. And also it pertains to matters associated with public image and reputation. And if there's something that was negative that was affecting your public image and reputation, say, if whether it might have been slander, some kind of lie or prevarication, somebody just trying to make up something about you to build themselves up and try to bring you down, like say as a business competitor as an example, to bring you down to make themselves look mighty, look more, look better. This is the time where it's a good opportunity for something like that to dissipate and go away. Now, another way this transit could manifest, it could be very positive again for going away from, which is the South Node. It could be a responsibility, which is the midheaven. Now, if the midheaven is in Leo as an example, that could be responsibility associated with children or entertainment. It could be party planning, as some examples, something associated with creativity. Another way this transit could be expressed, it could be very auspicious to do something that you feel some natural ability or proficiency for at this time, which is the South Node, and being assisted by authority figures, older people, the dominant parent, which is often the father, and that's the midheaven. Let's say, for example, if the transit South Node is in Virgo, it could be doing something with cleaning or detailing, or compartmentalizing, organizing, could be diagnosing, as a vehicle, for example, analysis in general, and also to people that were prominent, played an integral role in your past, which is the south node, may be in harmony, in agreement, with that side that you either can't suppress or have difficulty in holding back, which is the midheaven. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back, but anyway. Now let's say, for example, if the natal midheaven is in Aquarius, that side you may have difficulty in suppressing could be one that may be even ingenious or unorthodox, altruistic, selfless, considerate, unobtrusive as some examples. And it also could be a time where it's propitious to leave behind again, which is the south node, something so you can focus on your career, which is the midheaven. Let's say if the natal midheaven is in Aries as an example, that career can be connected with firefighting, welding, it could be combat sports, arson investigation, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.